Hi everyone, today I'm going to be filming my latest video. It's all about product development and what it takes to take an idea from your head and bring it into market. So if you've got an idea for a new product, I will give you a step-by-step guide on how to bring that product into the marketplace. I'm just out on my daily walk during lockdown with the family. Hopefully we're going to catch the last of the bluebells, and when I get back I'll start filming. Speak to you soon. Hello and welcome to my latest video. So one of the questions I get most commonly asked is, Simon, I've had this fantastic idea, but what do I do now? So here's my advice on what's required for a successful launch. At the very top level, there are 4 things that you need to consider. Number 1, is my idea unique and worth protecting? 2, how am I going to develop that idea? 3, how am I going to take that idea to market? And 4, how am I going to pay for the development of this product? So let's start from the very top. Is my idea unique and worth protecting? The first thing I would do is research online to see if there's any similar products. Take for example, you've had an idea for, I don't know, a device that stops bananas from going black. So have a search online for how do I prevent bananas from going black? Don't be deterred if you see a similar product, because yours might do it in a unique way. So carry on the process. And if your idea is truly special and unique, then don't tell anyone. It's the worst thing you can do. Don't tell your mates down the pub on a Friday night, because once that idea is out into the public domain, it's very difficult to protect it. To protect your idea and prevent anyone else from developing it, you should first search and file for a patent. There are free online databases that you can use, such as espas.net, to search for similar patents. But beware, some of the patents are written in such a way that they are very difficult to decipher. If you're unsure what to do, I suggest contacting one of your local government patent offices. They'll be able to run a quick search for you for minimal cost. The other alternative would be to seek the advice of a professional patent attorney. They will cost you more, but they will give you a far more in-depth service and will be able to do everything for you, including protecting your idea moving forward. If you decide to work with a design partner, then I do recommend using an NDA or a non-disclosure agreement. That will prevent your design partner from sharing information before your idea is protected. Which brings me on to point 2, how am I going to develop the idea? Here I see you've got 2 options. You can either design and develop the product yourself, or you can seek the advice of a professional. But if you haven't got the tools or the necessary skills, then maybe seek the advice of a professional designer or engineer like myself. If you decide to go down the route of developing it yourself, you need to consider the investment that you'll need to make in the equipment to design the product. The tools required to successfully design a product do require significant investment. A CAD machine or computer-aided design machine will cost in excess of £3,000 before you add the software that you'll need to actually create the product on. That software in itself can be upwards of £5,000, so it's a significant cash-heavy investment before you've started your project. Freelancers and design consultancies will already have access to these tools, and in addition they will have access to rapid prototyping machines. To do this yourself, you'll be looking at an investment of in excess of £1,000 for a fairly decent rapid prototyping machine, plus the materials and again the hardware that you need to run it. I've just invested into my own 3D printing machine. When it arrives, I'll pop up another video so you can see how they work. Another benefit of going to a professional designer is they will have a long list of contacts for tool makers, machinists, sheet metal workers and alike to help you develop your idea. And this will save you time trying to search and find trusted partners in the future. But a professional designer will also be able to advise on the best and most robust way of manufacturing your product to ultimately, again, save you time and expense. There are many ways of finding freelancers and consultancies to help you. Sites such as Fiverr, Upwork, People Per Hour have many designers on there, but they are a bit of a hit and miss on the quality. Look for recommendations and testimonials, and always ask for examples of work. Or you can find designers like myself on social media channels and you can get in touch directly. I'll delve into the service that they provide. Some designers are very good at conceptualization, but not very good at engineering them. Others are very good at engineering them and no good at conceptualization. So it's a fine balance of finding the right person to suit your needs. I would make sure that you cover this in your brief. Most importantly, having a partner that understands your idea and what the development entails will ultimately save you time and expense. So at this point, we've established that your idea is unique, you've found a development partner. So the next step is, how are you going to take that idea to market? This subject is very broad and probably warrants its own video, but there are several steps that every inventor should take to sanity check that there is a position for their product in the marketplace. Firstly, start by researching to understand who your target customer is and who their key competitors are. Knowing your core market is paramount to a successful product launch. Take for example my previous analogy of a banana protector. If you were to promote that product to a teenage boy, for example, you're likely to get very little traction. However, if you were to market it, say, at a young mum whose child doesn't like black bananas, you're more likely to get some interest and you've got a sellable product. Equally, if your major competitor only sells into high street stores, you've got an opportunity to sell direct online, giving you a point of difference in the marketplace. I would also consider conducting a SWOT analysis, a strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats analysis of your key competitor. Understanding their strengths, weaknesses, the threat that they pose to you and the opportunities that you've got to gain market share from them are paramount to a successful launch. Secondly, you need to define your strategy, your approach. Are you going to go down the more traditional routes of printed literature and advertising, TV, radio for example, which can be quite expensive, or are you going to go down the route of digital marketing through social media channels, a much more cost-effective and far more reactive way of marketing your product? Again, if you're not comfortable in doing any of this work yourself, seek the advice of a professional. I've worked in both design and marketing roles over my career and can offer a holistic service to anyone developing a new product. But as I mentioned earlier, you can use the freelancing websites to find marketing professionals to help build your marketing strategy. Finally, point 4. How much is your product going to cost and how are you going to fund its development? Putting a retail price on your idea is valuable, even if it's subject to evolving. It helps you position your price point in the marketplace, but also gives you a manufacturing cost price, which is valuable to a designer. Alongside this, knowing how much you've got to develop your product is critical to ensure that you don't run out of funds midway through your development. Which brings me nicely on to how you fund your idea. Not all of us are blessed with wealth, and even those that are not always prepared to spend big on a new idea. But don't be deterred, there are ways to fund your idea. One of the newest ways of funding your idea is through crowdfunding. The sites such as Kickstarter and Indiegogo are there, and they're brilliant for funding new ideas. Or you can look at investors. This is a tried and tested way of funding your idea, but you will end up surrendering some of the share in your business. The final and most traditional way is to apply for a business loan. So there are my 4 stages for developing a product idea. 1. Is your idea unique and worth protecting? 2. How are you going to develop that idea? 3. How are you going to market that idea? 4. How are you going to fund that idea? I do hope you found my video useful. And if you want to chat about a product idea you may have had, my contact details are in the description below. Please hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more of my videos. I like to talk about all things product design and I'd love to have you as a subscriber.